today's workout. I'm going to have you work today with the 12-inch mini stability ball, and I'd like you to start out sitting on top of the ball, kind of like a modified shell stretch. Kelly's going to stay like that, but I'm going to show you just an alternative. If you're not comfortable that way, switch to this type of sitting. Go ahead and place your hands behind your head. We're going to begin warming you up and mobilizing your spine. So when you exhale, I want you to flex forward and let your elbows curl in just a little bit as you round your spine. On your inhale, stack your spine back up, come through neutral and lift your chest to extend. And again, exhale, curl forward, trying to move in rhythm with your breath. As you inhale, fill up with that air to open and lift. Exhale, curl down, just like you're deflating, let those ribs roll under. Inhale, grow taller, lift up to the ceiling, and just one more time, exhale, curl down, gently compressing the abdominals, and then inhale all the way up. Return to like a real neutral, but leave your hands behind your head, and we'll just tip side to side. So I want you to exhale, tip sideways, bring your elbow toward your hip, inhale, stack up to vertical, and then go to the other side. Good, so as we go through this side bend motion, you'll feel just a little crunching action in that back part of your obliques, but it's really meant to be a stretch for the elongating side, both at your waist, but also your lats, one of your back muscles and shoulder muscles. And then over and lift, just one more to each side, exhale, and inhale, back up. Last time, exhale over, and inhale to lift. Good, relax your arms down. From here, we're gonna go down to the floor sideline. You're gonna have your top leg in tabletop position on top of that orange ball, and your bottom leg's gonna be out straight, so it's kind of out of the way. Okay, we're gonna set up for a spinal rotation, so you can take your bottom hand and just support your head on that arm, reach your top arm forward at chest height. When we do this exercise, you're always keeping your legs still. It'll be a little more challenging with the ball. As you inhale, take your top arm up to the ceiling. On the exhale, rotate your upper body and reach your arm back. Now stay here, take a big breath in, feeling those ribs open. Exhale, back up and over to close. And again, inhale as the top arm lifts. Press down the ball gently to resist that twist. Hold here, lengthening the arm as you inhale, and then exhale up and over to close. Let's do that one more time. Inhale as you lift the arm up, and then exhale as you spiral towards the back. Feel the inhale climb up the sides of the ribs, and exhale to lift and close. Now you can take that hand and just put it on the mat for a little extra support. Now we're gonna do a rotation from her pelvis while the upper body stays still. So I want you to roll the ball forward as you inhale and let the pelvis twist. Then as you exhale, engage your abs and pull your hip back till the pelvis is stacked again. Inhale, rolling forward, and exhale back. Let's do that just 3 more times. Inhale forward. And this starts to warm up the really deep spinal rotator muscles, and it's great to open up your SI joint. One more time, inhale forward, and then exhale back. All right, so now you're gonna keep your trunk stable. So legs stay still, arms stay still. You're gonna use that bottom leg to draw a crescent moon. So she's gonna lift it off the ground and bring it back and down, up and over and forward. All right, so you're going through a couple different planes of motion. This is working your inner thighs, but your core kicks in a little bit as the weight of that leg shifts forward and back. And we're gonna take it forward, arc up and over back, and you can imagine you're kind of tracing the shape of the ball itself. Let's do 3. And back, then 2, and back. Just one more time like that, and relax. Good. All right, let's flip you over to the other side. All right, so again, top legs and tabletop on that ball. You're supporting your head with the bottom arm, top arms at chest height. Rotating the upper body first. Inhale, arm lifts up. Now rotate back on your exhale. Use your abs to control that twist. Breathe in, feel your chest stretch, and then exhale, take it up and over to close. And again, inhale as your top arm lifts. Focus on your obliques turning, wringing you out. Stay here, inhale, breath, and then exhale, back up and over to close. Just one more time. Lift the arm up. We're gonna glue that knee down into the ball, find that inner thigh connection. One more breath in to stay, and then exhale to close. That hand can go back to support position on the floor. Let's rotate the pelvis. So you're gonna inhale as you roll the ball forward. Press down into it as you drive it back. So we talked about kind of getting the mobility through the pelvis, but this also works your inner thighs. Let the slide happen, and then bear down into the ball as you return. Just 2 more times, roll forward. And then exhale, pull it back. And one more, roll it forward, and then back. And just make sure you're stable and on your side again. Let's take that bottom leg, making that arc. We're gonna go up and over, forward and back. And then to the front, up and back, and forward. With your inner thighs, as you're going forward and back, the inner thigh is always targeted, but you will feel a little work in your extensor muscles when you go back and your flexor muscles when you kick forward. Let's do 3 more of these. And 2, and 1. Good, and relax. Awesome. All right, we're gonna come off your side, and you're gonna go into the inclined position with the ball behind your back. Now I want you to start with the ball kind of high, so it's closer to the upper rib cage in between your shoulder blades rather than the lower ribs. And you can put your hands behind. I'm lying. You're gonna reach your arms forward towards your knees. We're gonna do a protraction and retraction. So turn your palms in to face each other. Stay in this little flexion. When you breathe in, reach your arms forward, creating more space between the shoulder blades. Then as you exhale, pull your shoulder blades towards each other, back in towards the spine. And again, inhale, reaching forward, and exhale back. So Kelly's gonna keep going through this with this higher placement of the ball closer to your shoulder blades. It should give you support for your neck and head where it's no problem to stay in this flexion. I want you to feel the breath go into the ball when you inhale. When you exhale, reinforce the abs connecting. One more time. And exhale back. Keep those arms out. Give me an arm circle, just the arms, you stay in flexion. Arms up towards your ears, circle around. So you're gonna control the range of motion of this arm circle. We're mobilizing the shoulder joint, but working to keep the flexion from your abs. Now she's going to do one more, and then she's gonna add the full port de bras. So you're gonna lay back into extension, reaching overhead. Circle the arms around as you flex. So in this movement, we're adding our crunch to the arm circles, but I want you to keep contact with that ball. Curl it up, one more this way. And circle around. Now just reverse the arms. You might find your head actually hits the ball because we've got it up so high. It's okay, it creates a little support in the extension. Just 2 more times. And up, 1 more to go. And up. Now go ahead and place your hands behind your head. Make sure you're now just sinking into the ball. So you're still flexed, but you're using it as support. We're gonna do a leg slide, leg lift combo, and you're gonna alternate legs every time. So I want you to slide one leg out straight on the mat, pick it up, put it down, and drag it back in. And the other leg, reach it away, lift it up, drop it down. So the mat might be a little sticky. I want you to keep your foot light on it, but make sure you're sliding it rather than gliding in the air. It's not quite at a bend and stretch yet. And pull it in, reach away, lift up, drop down. This is a good way to strengthen the quads, lift it up. Also building that abdominal endurance. 3 more, lift it up, drop it down, pull in, last 2. Pop it up, drop, and pull. 1 more time, lift, lower, pull it in. Now I'd like you to move the ball a little lower. So it's covering the lower half of the ribs with the top of the ball just overlapping the shoulder blades a little bit. Hands behind the head, normal crunches. Now just inhale, lay back around the ball into extension, and then press into the ball when you flex forward. Inhale back, exhale up. So this movement's probably familiar to you. Take the range of motion that feels most comfortable for your neck when you lay back, and try to focus on your obliques, the way they wrap around from the back and sides of the ribs to the front as you crunch up. Let's do 3 more of these. Lay it back and curl up, and 2, and press into that ball 1 more time. Hold it up. All right, so again, feel settled into the ball so you know you're using it as support, and she's gonna bridge from here. So when you exhale, I want you to lift your hips up into a bridge. Your upper body might tip back a little bit. Inhale, drop your hips. We're gonna keep it moving in rhythm with your breath. Exhale up, and inhale back down. Exhale to lift, inhale lower, press up, and down. Let's do 4. Inhale, drop. Feel those glutes squeeze to press up. And 2 on this last one, keep your hips up. Okay, so now Kelly, lay your head back a little bit more. You're gonna reach your arms up to the ceiling, and we're gonna do a controlled rotation with your upper body. So you're just gonna turn side to side, letting your arms lead. Now the ball is absolutely gonna roll, and your rib cage is gonna shift side to side. Therefore, your hips have to kind of counterbalance and sway. We're just working to keep them in the air. You've got 4, squeeze those glutes, keep lifting. And 3, back across, 2, and just 1 more time, and done. Good, let's let your hips back down. All right, the ball's at a great height, but I want you to move it off to one side so it's off center. All right, so if you've moved it to the left side, you're gonna put your left hand behind your head. You're gonna take your right arm out to the side. We're gonna start an oblique crunch now. I'm gonna have her begin with the up direction. So I want you to turn towards the left and let your right arm come across your body. Now you're gonna lay down and touch your hand all the way to the floor back here on the right side. So rotate towards me, and then let your head come into a little extension. Yes, so you're gonna flex as you rotate across, then extend slightly as you lay back down. Be careful as you start this one. If you've moved the ball over quite a bit, you're actually falling into a hole. But you can feel your body sort of wrapping around the ball as you release, and it's another great chest opener. 2 more this way, then we're gonna add your leg into it for a little more intensity like an alligator. Just lay down and hold. All right, let's take that left leg out on the diagonal, And then as you cross over, we're gonna take that leg up. Let it release down a bit, up and over. So depending on the range of motion you're comfortable with, you can go right to the foot, you can go past the foot, but it's okay to let that leg sway side to side too. Whatever helps you keep supported on the ball. You've got 3, release it down, and 2. And 1, good, relax. Okay, so we're gonna scoot that ball to the other side. This will give you a good view with the camera of how Kelly's kind of falling into that hole if you don't feel comfortable with this one yet. All right, so she's got her right hand behind her head. She's gonna start with the up direction. So she's turning towards me where she's high. Now she's gonna lay down around the ball. So this gives a real nice 3-dimensional movement. It'll remind you of the spinal rotation we did earlier, but if you feel a stretch, it's a different part of your chest. We're getting deeper into your pec minor that's more diagonal. You've got 4. Always have your gaze follow where the hand's going in both directions. It's 2. And 1 more like this. Good, let's add your leg. Okay, so as you're lifting, that leg comes up to meet it and lowers down. Make sure we're allowing for a little pelvic movement. No tension in the back, but you want to elongate those hip flexor muscles to drop the leg and use them to lift back up. You've got 3. And 2. And 1. Excellent job. Great. Take yourself off that ball. You're going to go into kneeling on your hands and knees, but as you're transitioning, I want you to put the ball between your feet. Keeps it trapped. That'll come in handy later. And then set yourself up so your hands are right under your shoulders and your knees right under your hips. Okay. Revisiting something basic we already did. I want to hit the protraction, retraction again with different sensory input when your hands are on the floor. So now when you breathe in, you're going to retract your shoulder blades to lead off. Her chest sinks a little. On the exhale, press into your hands. You're going to spread the shoulder blades apart. Inhale as you retract. Keep this one small and exhale to protract. Try to visualize your back staying neutral and your shoulder blades just gliding in and out, wrapping around the rib cage. 2 more times. Inhale, retract. And then bracing away. This is just setting up, using mobility to make you stable for the next exercise. Now we finished there, pushed away. Now you're gonna curl your toes underneath you. You're still squeezing that ball between your feet. And we're gonna do a leg pull front prep, just a little hover of the knees. When you exhale, you're gonna squeeze the ball, pick your knees up, try to keep that back in neutral. Hold for a breath in, exhale to come back down. We're gonna do that 3 more times. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, squeeze, press up, maintain that plank with your back. Inhale, stay, and then exhale back down. Inhale at the bottom. Use the breath to compress and support the abs from as you lift. Inhale at the top, and then exhale back down. 1 more with this simple version. Inhale, exhale, pick those knees up, hover and hold. Stay to breathe in, and then exhale back down. Now next time she goes up, she's gonna keep the knee hover, and we're gonna do the imprint and release exercise while you're holding it. Smaller than a cat, so watch her if you need to. Exhale, pick your knees up into hover. You still have a hold breath when you breathe in. Then as you exhale, you're gonna tilt your pelvis so your release gets shorter. You see she flexes her lower spine. Then inhale back to neutral, sticking your sit bones up. Exhale, tucking under, and then inhale to lengthen. So your obliques are getting shorter in one direction, but working to get longer. 3 more times. Your shoulders are getting tired from holding you up. And 2, and release. Just 1 more time, and return. Good, let your knees back down. All right, we're gonna leave the ball between your feet. I'm gonna have you transition into laying flat on your stomach, so she'll just crawl her way down. And then when you get down there, bend your knees so your feet are like right above your knees. Hands are gonna go under your forehead for heel squeeze prone. This targets your inner thighs and your glutes. Take a breath in, and when you exhale, you're just gonna do a long squeeze, putting pressure into that ball, and then when you inhale, release the pressure. And again, exhale, squeeze, inhale, release. So if you're looking at the camera, there's not a ton to see. There's just an isometric contraction, and then a release. And your glutes tone up as she's pressing the ball, and inhale to return. 1 more this way, exhale, squeezing, inhale to return. All right, now I'm gonna have you turn your legs a little more parallel. So bring your knees closer, and I'm gonna just help you pose. Yeah, you're gonna turn your feet in a touch. Okay, from here, we're gonna go into a breaststroke full. So we're gonna have you bring your hands to shoulder height. In your starting position, you can leave your knees bent, but the legs are gonna straighten and bend as you do this exercise. So I want you to start out lifting up into a hover position. Take your arms overhead and elongate the legs, so you're gonna reach them away from you. Now you're gonna circle your arms around your hips, and you're gonna bend your knees at the same time as you lift up. Now go down to that low hover. So we're making a longer line here, squeezing the ball and lifting up as she extends her upper body. So we go low into a hover pose, but then lift your head and chest off the end of your mat. Reach through full movement with the arms. So a nice big circle. The arms slide right up your side to that flying superhero position and then circle around. We're gonna do 4 more. And circle and lift. So even though we're changing the height of your upper body, there should be no compression in the low back. So it can be lower than you're seeing Kelly do if it's making you uncomfortable. Just give me 1 more and reach it down and relax. Good. From here, I'm gonna let that ball fall out. You can sit back into the shell stretch. Hips onto your heels. I don't know what you're gonna do at home without my help. All right, stay here and take a nice big breath into your back. You're gonna hold your shell for an exhale. Focus on pulling the abs in, drawing them away from the legs. Take 1 more breath in to stay here, and then when you exhale, you're gonna roll up to sitting. All right, we're gonna go into a little inverted work next. So you're gonna go sit down at one end of your mat. You can have your ball back. You wanna leave as much mat available behind you as possible to do this transition. Yeah, okay, go even a little more. Okay, so now you lean back into the ball and you crawl your way over it until you're inverted. Yeah, we're gonna be okay here. Yeah. Okay, so your hips are on top of the ball, and if you're not sure, you can always do a small little bridge up and down, and when you bounce on it, you'll know if it's your pelvis or your low back. Get it low enough so it's under your tush. Hands are gonna stay wrapped around the ball so it doesn't scoot away from you. And you're gonna take 1 leg up at a time into tabletop. Now once the legs are up, you can think of your body in more of an imprint than a neutral, so that slight pelvic tilt so you're connected with the shorter obliques. And let's start out with toe taps just so you have a little control to feel that element out. When you exhale, you're gonna lower 1 foot down. As that one lifts, you're gonna drop the other one. And so we'll just keep both legs in motion. Make sure you're going at a pace that lets you still take an inhale and an exhale, an inhale and an exhale. And as we're transferring the load of one leg to another, you'll feel the instability of being on the ball. So you're gonna keep connecting with the exhale phase of your breath to feel your obliques stabilizing your torso. Good, let's do 3 more sets of these. 2, and 1 more time. All right, let's take both legs to tabletop. Now as we transition to scissors, same stabilization, but the legs are longer and you get a leg stretch. Okay, so when you exhale, you're gonna split your legs and add a pulse. We're gonna 1, 2, inhale to lift, then reach. So that pulse we're adding gives it a little more zip to the movement, but it also challenges your stability more. Any fast pulse is gonna make you a little more wiggly on the ball. So really connect, compress, 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 compress. That's it, and reach. Reach, try to find a hamstring stretch by drawing that leg towards your head. Almost there. It's 4, and 3, 2, and 1. Let's take both legs straight up to the ceiling. I'm just gonna move me a touch. I'd like you to do some leg circles. This is all gonna be about bracing from those abs. So on your exhale, you're gonna open your legs, draw a circle going around and down. As you inhale, come up the middle like you're cutting your circle in half. Exhale, circle away. Now your limits, you got the movement going. Your limits is I don't want you to curl off the ball. So the load of your legs feels a lot heavier when you're at the bottom of your circle. When you come towards your head, make it lighter, just don't let it lift your pelvis. Do 1 more time in this direction. Hinge back up again as you breathe in. Now reverse it. Exhale, go down the center as you're bracing. Inhale, circle and lift to the top. Exhale, reach away. Inhale, circle and lift. So this sort of replicates one of the exercises we do often in reformer class with the straps on our feet. But this angle against gravity should still let you get the benefit of that move, but better ab work. And circle around 2 more times. Exhale, lower. Inhale, circle and lift. And just 1 more time. Exhale, reach down and circle and lift. Okay, you're gonna hold your legs there just for a set. Let's go into a full rollover. If you cannot do a full rollover, remember your modification is just to do that baby reverse crunch to build up strength for this exercise. All right, on your exhale, you're gonna lower your legs away from you. Inhale, take the legs up to the ceiling. Now this time you're gonna curl your hips off the ball, rolling up to your shoulder blades. Split your legs open just a couple inches, and then roll back down as you exhale. Make that breath last through landing your hips and pushing your legs away. Inhale, legs come together and hinge up. Exhale, you're gonna roll off, curl up to your shoulder blades. Split the legs a bit as you inhale. Exhale, roll down, stabilize those abs and reach your legs away. 1 more this way. Legs together, hinge up. Exhale to curl off. Split the legs a bit, then roll back down and send the legs away. Reverse the leg pattern. Lift them split apart and do your curl off. Now legs come together as you inhale, you're gonna roll down on that exhale, keep squeezing the inner thighs as you lower. Open the legs, hinge. Exhale, curl off. Legs together as you breathe in Exhale, roll down and drop the legs away. One more time. Inhale, split hinge up. Exhale, curl up. Legs together as you breathe in. Roll down and reach away. Bend your knees back into tabletop. Okay, so you can curl your hips up and pull the ball out or roll onto your side to come off of it. Speaking of side, we're going to go onto your side, but I want you to lay with the ball against the side of your pelvis or just below your hip bone if that's easier to think about it. And you're going to go into a forearm plank with your bottom arm. Okay, first exercise, you're gonna have both of your legs straight. Bottom leg's gonna stay on the ground. Top leg's gonna go up to hip height. We're gonna do a bend and stretch. You can leave your hand in front of you if you need balance, or you can put it on your hip to make it harder. Yeah. Okay, on your inhale, you're gonna bend your knee into tabletop position, and then exhale, press your leg away. Inhale as you bend, and exhale, reach away. Good, so any bend and stretch we're doing works on your quads and your glutes and your hamstrings, but when we're in sideline here, we're also building up endurance of your deeper glute muscles that are on the side of your leg. 4 more times like this, and exhale away, and 3. This is also great working on that plank, even though we're somewhat supported with the ball. 1 more time, bend, reach away, leave that leg straight. Point your toes gently, and we're gonna do small but not real fast circles. So you're gonna inhale as you start your circle, big full breath, and then exhale. So your inhale will last through a couple circles, your exhale will last through a couple circles. Now reverse it, and around, and around. I want you to visualize elongating the leg, letting it traction away from the hip. 1 more full breath, and pause it there. Okay, I want you to let your top leg come down, but in a staggered stance, so it's a little bit behind your other leg. Yeah, okay. Kelly instinctually went the other way because this is gonna make it harder too. Okay, you're gonna do a side bend, small range of motion using that forearm plank to create it. So I want you to start with your arms straight on your hip. When you exhale, you're gonna press into the forearm that's on the floor. You're gonna take your top arm overhead and you're gonna try to lift your hip away from the ball all at once. And then you're gonna land the hip back down onto the ball and lower your arm. Keep repeating that. You're gonna go up on your exhale, down on your inhale. So if you are struggling with the position I put you in with your legs, I'm gonna let Kelly keep going. You can also do this with your bottom knee bent and your top leg straight, which gives you a better base of support to push away from. This is a great way to build up strength to do the full exercise. Just 1 more time on the side. Exhale, up and over. And then land it. Good. All right, let's switch it to the other side and repeat all of those. So as we set up again, remember we're all the way back to that bend and stretch. So bottom leg will be straight in line with you, and hips resting on the ball, and you're on your forearm. All right, the top hand's gonna go on your hip. Let's take your top leg up to hip height and start the bend and stretch. Inhale as you're bending it. Exhale to press away. That exhale phase of breath will again let you compress your abs so you're more stable on your torso. Make sure you're checking in on the stabilizing shoulder. It's always dropped away from your ear, and you always have a feeling of pushing away from the floor with that forearm. Last 2 of these, inhale to bend. Exhale, push it away 1 more time. Inhale, bend. Finish with it out long. Now you go to pointed toes here, and just that gentle, small circle. You want to keep it going at a size and a speed you can control the movement. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse that and around and around. Remember, pulling that leg away from the hips. Keep them stacked. And 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so when you place that leg down, it's going to go behind the other one. As you make the stagger, you can scoot the bottom leg forward a bit. Top arm lays on your leg. All right, in your exhale, you're taking your top arm overhead, you're pushing to the floor, lifting away from the ball. Inhale as you ease yourself back down into it. And again, exhale, take it up and over, let your head follow the side bend. Inhale as you release. Exhale, pressing away from the ground, make that rainbow arc. Inhale, drop back down, and exhale, lift. And you'll see Kelly the whole set, even though I'm saying lift away from the ball, she's not losing contact with it and it's never gonna roll away. You're just restoring the air and its roundness and then smushing your weight back down. You've got 2 more to go. Up and over to side stretch. And lower, last one. Exhale over and lower back down. Great. You're gonna go back down onto your back, both knees back with both feet on top of the ball. All right, a little more ab work coming at you. In this exercise, we're gonna hit the double leg stretch from the ab series. Stay in a neutral position with your low back. That'll be a great challenging way for you to work your abs on this one. So you're gonna leave your arms long by your sides, and on your next exhale, I want you to curl up your head and shoulders into your ab prep, and you're gonna let your arms hover off the mat as if you're about to do the 100. Now you're gonna keep your head lifted. Take one more breath in. When you exhale, straighten both legs as you reach your arms back by your ears. When you inhale, circle your arms around as you tuck your knees back in. And again, exhale, arms and legs reach away from each other. Inhale, circle to catch. So your goal is to keep your gaze at your legs, whether it's your knees or your feet the whole time, so you're maintaining that same ab prep against the weight of your arms and legs getting a lot heavier as they reach away from each other. Exhale out. Inhale, circle. You have 4 to go like this. Exhale away. Inhale, circle. Use the power of your breath. Get compressed. Inhale, circle around. And 2. Inhale in, just one more time. Exhale. Inhale, tuck in. Let's keep the ball there. Let your head down for just a sec and put your hands behind your head. All right, now you're gonna leave just your left leg on the ball, and you're gonna take your right leg into tabletop position. Now we're gonna do a little oblique rotation with single leg stretch choreography. So I'm gonna have you curl your head back up into the crunch again. Leave your ball leg bent, and I want you to actually begin with your air leg out straight. All right, so legs are gonna do a bicycle action, and you're gonna rotate towards the knee that's bending towards you. So inhale to prepare, exhale, rotate towards that bent knee. Inhale as you come through center, exhale, rotate to the other side. So what you're alternating between is a twist towards the air leg and a twist towards the ball leg. It's challenging because the legs are working at different heights and against a different load. So make sure you're keeping your pelvis centered and just get that twist coming from the upper body, always making more flexion as you rotate. And 2, and 1. Good. Come back to the center, let your head back down. We're gonna repeat both of those exercises. So back to 2 legs on the ball. We wanna lose momentum, so curl your head and shoulders right back up. Stay for one more breath in. Now exhale, reach your arms back as the legs go straight. Inhale, bend your knees, circle around. Exhale. Think of making more flexion as you're exhaling. Get that connection of your ribs coming to your hips. Exhale, reach 5 more times. Exhale, inhale, big circle. Reach and circle. Last 3 and 2 and 1. Good, let your head take a break. Okay, ball goes to the other foot, which would be right. Yes, left leg's up in the air, hands behind the head. So we're gonna start with your left leg out straight, and I'm gonna have you curl up your upper body. One more breath in. Then as you exhale, you're gonna rotate while you tuck that knee in, twist towards the ball leg, rotate and back. Good, so there's always a flow. Even though I'm cueing through these segments of breath, keep it moving. Inhale can be little, exhale is the big powerful one. You've got 4. And 3, 2, and 1. Good. Take it back to center. Let your head back down. Now you can release your foot back down to the mat, but we're going to keep the ball under your foot. And I want you to really tuck it into the arch so it's close by because a bridge is coming. So arms are down by your side, and anytime we're bridging, you just want your feet like 6 to 8 inches away from you. Okay, so back stays stiff like a board, and we're just opening up the hip joint from your glutes. So when you exhale, I want you to press up into a bridge, put a little pressure into that ball. Inhale, come right back down. We'll do 4 of those. Exhale, push up. Inhale to lower. Exhale as you lift. Don't forget to use your arms or a nice supportive frame as you come up, and relax back down. Okay, kick the ball over to the other foot. Let's just repeat that component. All right, 4 on this side like that. Exhale, press your hips up to bridge. Inhale, back down. And again, exhale as you lift it. Inhale to drop. Compress the abs, squeeze those glutes, and lower. Just one more time. Exhale, lifting, lower back down. All right, I'd like you to switch sides again, but here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take the ball out. We're gonna put it behind your knee. And you're gonna squeeze it, which is already a tiny bit of work for your hamstring. That leg's gonna stay in tabletop. Now we're gonna do 4 bridges, just using the foot on the floor. So when you exhale, squeeze the ball, lift your hips up. It might not be as high. Inhale to lower. Sometimes holding that ball changes how you execute the bridge. Exhale up. Inhale down, just one more like that. Exhale, lifting and drop. Now keep the ball behind that leg. I want you to straighten out your left leg on the ground. This is just a release move. We're gonna do some knee stirs. So Kelly's just gonna make nice little circles, trying to disassociate your leg from your pelvis. While I still want you stable, you're gonna feel your pelvis move a little bit. Just reverse this. If you know the exercise one leg circle, this is gonna feel really similar to that. We're just circumducting the leg in the hip joint. 2 more times. And 1. Good. All right, go ahead and switch to the other side. Let's repeat those 2 again. All right, so we're back in bridge mode. So your working leg has to be bent with your foot down. Let's do 4 of those. You're gonna exhale, lift your hips up to bridge, inhale to lower. It's a great hamstring strengthener. Exhale, press up, and inhale, back down. 2 more times like that. Exhale, lift, and inhale, drop, and 1 more. Exhale, up, and inhale, back down. Slide your right leg out straight, stir that knee around again. We'll do 5 in each direction. Just easy breezy, allowing it to release away from you. 1 more time, and then reverse. Let it fall out to the side, and then pull through the center as you're lifting. And just 2 more, and 1. Excellent. All right, you can pull that out. We're going face down again, but this time when you lay down, you're gonna put the ball underneath your pelvis, and we're gonna do a swan dive slow rock. This is great to strengthen your back muscles, all of them, and your glutes, but it's also gonna kind of execute at a speed that'll feel like doing a modified push-up. So you're gonna start already lifted up into extension. Now the ball is under your pelvis, but I want you to think more pubic bone and your upper thigh, not up on your belly or your bladder or anything uncomfortable. Okay. Now, you do not have to have your legs off the ground in your start position, but that's going to be the initiation of the movement. When you exhale, you're going to lift those straight legs off the ground as you bend your elbows to rock your body forward and then lift back up. All right, so what you want to think of yourself as a rocking horse. She's keeping her extension, and the more the legs lift, the more her upper body has to fall to keep the shape. The legs are set about as wide as the mat, so she's got a nice frame to land on when she comes back up. 1 more like this, and then I'm going to add the grasshopper to it. So you're gonna rock forward, stay rocked forward. We cross the ankles for 1, 2, 3, fully extend those legs, then push back up. This will get tired in the arms, rock forward. Cross 1, 2, 3, reach out, and then lift up. And again, tip forward, cross 1, 2, 3, feel that length, then lift, 3 more sets, rock forward. Make sure you keep your chin lifted so we hold that full extension. And 2, rock, cross, 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 reach out, press up, last time, rock forward, cross, 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 lengthen, and lift. Good. Sit back onto your heels. Okay, so instead of just doing a traditional shell stretch, we're actually going to finish up with the spine stretch forward, kind of moving the ball a little as we roll back and forth. So I want you to take an exhale breath and just roll that ball forward so you're right into that full dive. And then as you inhale, you're gonna roll back up to sitting. Next time you push the ball, just do it at a slightly different angle. So take it off to the side a bit. So you're a little bit of a side bend and roll back up. And just keep exploring, kind of fanning out into different rays, deeper side bends, more push with your arms, more giving in with your torso, and let it become a flow. Make sure you're still breathing, using that exhale to compress the abs. Let's do 5 more of these. And 4, you've worked pretty hard, so soften it up, try to get a nice release. And 2, and 1. Beautiful, and roll all the way up to sitting. All right, let's stand up, just get your feet back under you, make sure your ankles haven't fallen asleep. You did a great job today. Remember, we want you to move your butt more.